Hello, what is going on guys? Welcome back to another Witcher lore episode. So in today's video we're going to be talking about a very lovely little creature called the Ghoul. Now ghouls are corpse eaters, which basically means they like to eat people. They're known for basically tearing apart the people they want to eat and leaving them to rot so that they can bite into that yummy little flesh a little easier. These creatures are particularly dangerous in packs. If you come across one alone, you're going to be able to take it out pretty straightforward and simple, but if you do happen to run across a few of them, they're liable to tear you limb from limb. The best tactic apparently to defeat these guys is to try and separate them and get them to sort of, obviously attack one of them at a time and pick them off bit by bit, because then you don't have everyone rushing at you and you don't have to worry about multiple enemies attacking you from all your sides, and you don't have to watch your flanks. So once you do that, once you have one separated, you're supposed to attack him and always make sure you don't get hit. So obviously take a step back, don't go in for it full Rambo style. Now these creatures aren't particularly pretty, as you can probably tell, and their faces are very familiar to humans, but they're not actually humans, because the first thing I thought when I saw these things was that they were obviously corpses that had been sort of risen from the ground and were beings that were just, dead people that had turned into monsters, which is what they thought they were, and they might still be, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me, because I haven't been able to find anything on the wikis or anything anywhere else to sort of decide what they are, because I know that in normal mythology or normal fantasy, ghouls can be things that have risen from the dead, but I'm not entirely sure as to what origin they have. As far as I know, they're just monsters that eat people, and obviously they're found in cemeteries and battlefields where things have gone to shit and there's just going to be, dead people everywhere, so obviously it's a good place to find them if you need to find something from them. Their weaknesses mainly base around obviously the silver sword and the necrophage oil, because that works against any necrophages. The only thing is that they are immune to any other poison, so if you are using any common poisons, then forget about that, because they're obviously not going to have a problem with it. Another thing you should look out for with these creatures is that they can become enraged, which is why some of these ones are glowing red. And once they become enraged, then they basically become a lot more dangerous, a lot more aggressive, and they won't be as scared of you, and they will try and attack you. And if you're not careful, and if you're fighting a lot of these guys at once, then you're probably going to get a little bit screwed over. Even if you're trying to defend yourself and rolling away, they are still going to run at you. It's going to be a tricky situation if you're not careful, so you don't want to get into that. A good place to find them is White Orchid and Grey Rocks. I'm not sure where Grey Rocks is, but I know White Orchid obviously, and obviously you just go to the battlefield and there are some nests. As long as you haven't destroyed them, then you should be fine, and they're pretty common throughout Velen as well, from what I remember anyway. But on the whole, ghouls, as long as you separate them and you're equipped with necrophage oil and your silver sword, then you shouldn't have much of a problem. And plus, obviously, this whole lore episode has had a completely different design to the other ones, because I now have access to the debug console in The Witcher 3, which allows me to give you all these cinematic effects rather than you just looking at screenshots, which honestly, while I was making these videos, I was thinking it's kind of boring just looking at screenshots, obviously, because you're just looking at the same thing over and over again, and you're kind of like, well, I'd like to see some actual things. So now I'm able to get some shots, I'm able to spawn the ghouls, I'm able to get the whole look around, and it's really cool, and I can make it look nice, and I'm really glad I have this now, because it's going to change how a lot of these lore episodes play out, because the last one I did on Draconids was really difficult to find the resources for it, like to find the pictures, to find all the images of the right dragons, and try and make sure you have the right ones fit the right thing. It's just too complicated, and this is much easier, and I kind of wish I'd known about this beforehand, because I didn't even know this was an option until I started looking into it more. So now I have this, you guys tell me if you like the way this is done, and yeah, I'm going to do this in a bit more of a relaxed manner than most of my things, because I know I write these scripts and I look at them and I think, you know what, I'd much rather just do this off the bat and just try and be more human, because otherwise I sound like I'm just reading this out, and I don't like it. It sounds too uniformed, it sounds too stuck up, and I'd much rather be a lot more real. So there you go. This is it. So I know this hasn't been a very long video, I know it's just like very quick, and ghouls, and there's not a lot to say about them, but this is just me basically testing the field a bit and sort of seeing what you guys think of this, and if you like it, then tell me and I will do more videos like this. This will be the new style, And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys go and have a good day.